Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a book haul for you guys. All the books that I'm going to be showing you are just what I've picked up over the last week or so, what I've gotten in the mail and then gotten from my local bookstore. So the books that I'm going to be showing you today are either completing a series that I already own, they could also be standalones, and then beginnings of series that I do want to own in the future, like the full set, but it's just the first books of those sets. I know I should wait to read them, but I don't want to, just because these books I'm so excited to read. I couldn't wait to get the full set. I just wanted to start off with the first one and then make my way down the series. So let's get right on into that. Alright you guys, so the first book that I have to show you is Fell by David Clement Davies. It's super eerie and cool. So this is completing a series that I already own. It's actually a duology, so I own the first one and I wanted to pick up the second one. The first book, I haven't read the synopsis of this one because I didn't want to spoil myself or anything in the first book, but I loved the synopsis of the first book so much I decided to pick up the second one. And I'll tell you in a moment why, but the first book is about a pack of wolves, and then there is a lone wolf who has the sight, and what I gathered from that, it's like sort of like That's a Raven, how she kind of sees into the future, this wolf. And she notices, or she finds that in one of her visions, she finds that the she-wolf of the pack is going to give birth to a pup who has even more intense powers than she does, so she wants to end that line so it doesn't happen. So they're going to go to war and all this kind of stuff. So it did seem really interesting to me, so I decided to pick up the second book. And the reason why I got it now and didn't wait is because there was only one more copy in half-price books circulation. I had gone into Amazon and it was like $22 for the paperback, and there wasn't a hardcover version from what I could see. And I was like, I like the book, but not that much. But I did call Half Price Books and they said we have one copy and it's somewhere in Ohio, I think is where it was. And I was like, you know what, let me get it now, just because if I don't get it now and it's gone, I'm going to regret it for sure, because I know I'm going to like the site. So I went ahead and picked that up. Alright, the second book I'm going to show you guys is called You Have to Stop This. So this is the fifth book in the Secret series by Pseudonymous Bosch, I think is how it's pronounced. I owned the first three books in the series. This is book 5 and I'm waiting on book 4 to come in. I didn't want to wait until I got it in to film this video, but I'm getting 4 and then this is 5. So the fourth book is called This Isn't What It Looks Like, and I started this series back in middle school. It's a middle grade series, but I loved it so much. It's about these two friends and they go on an adventure. The writing style is really interesting just because the author has such a large voice in the writing. It's really interesting. You'd have to look into it to know what I'm talking about. But if you don't mind middle grade reading, it's fast reads at least. But yeah, if you don't mind it, I'd say pick it up at least at the library just to check it out. But really fun. Pick it up if you'd like. Alright, the next book that I have to show you guys is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. If you haven't heard of this book, most of you probably have, but if you haven't, it's about Asa and Daisy, and they're trying to find a fugitive billionaire, and they get a reward if they can find him, and they are getting close to his son, Davis, and it seems really interesting, and I've heard lots of hype about it, so I decided to pick it up. I'm actually interested in doing a month of John Green for either April or May. I'm thinking April just because I'm super excited to read this book. And then I also just picked up An Abundance of Catherines and Will Grayson. So I wanted to read those 3 books and then also reread The Fault in Our Stars because great book, obviously. So it's been a while since I've read that and I wanted to reread it. So I'm thinking about reading those 4 books, do like 1 per week, and then if I finish before the week is over, fill it in with other books on my TBR. So I will probably film that as well and make a video probably towards the end of April for that one. And that is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. So the next book I have for you guys is called Not the Girl You Marry, and that one is by Andy J. Christopher. So this I heard from BookTube. This book, I heard a lot of good things about it, so I'm very interested to read it. The synopsis is about a journalist and he's unlucky in love, and then they're having to build a successful relationship. They're kind of... So like if you've seen the movie How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, it's kind of like that, where the guy is having to lose her and she's trying to prove that she can actually get a relationship and have range. So very interested in that one. So the next book that I have to show you guys that I picked up is called Speak, and that one is by Lori Halse Anderson. So this one I heard is a classic, and I honestly, the only way that I've heard about this book is through BookTube. A lot of the books that I've picked up I've heard through friends as well, but this one I only heard through BookTube. And it's about a really touchy subject. It's about rape, and so I did want to read it just because I did hear that it's a really good life-changing book to read, so I'm interested in that. But and I'm nervous to hear about it just because, not that it makes me uncomfortable, but I'm a really emotional, sympathetic person, and so I cry at pretty much every book that I read, so I know I'm going to cry reading this book. Alright, so the next book that I have to show you guys is Red, White, and Royal Blue. I'm so excited to read this, not because it's a queer story, but kinda because it's a queer story. So this book is about Alex, since he is the son of the President of the United States, so he is categorized as the royalty of the US, and he has some beef with an actual royal in the British side, so the actual royal, and they're having their rivals, and so they basically try to fake a relationship to fix everything, and then they actually fall for each other. So I'm really interested to pick this up, read that, and figure out how their romance grows. I'm a huge romance fan. Anything like that really suits my fancy. So. Alright, so the next book that I have to show you guys is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. She is one of my favorite authors, as well as John Green. So the series, The Lunar Chronicles, that she wrote is one of my favorite series of all time. And so when I heard about this one, I decided I definitely needed to pick it up. So it's set in Wonderland, and then that's why I think like Heartless has to do with like the Queen of Hearts, but yeah, I'm very interested. She has to choose her own destiny, but she lives in a land of monsters and all this kind of stuff, so she has to follow what fate has for her, basically. And I'm really interested in that because Marissa Meyer is amazing. The next book that I have to show you guys is Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge. I'm a huge, huge, huge Beauty and the Beast fan, and it is my goal to one day, once I move out and live on my own, to own like every retelling of Beauty and the Beast possible. So this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, Cruel Beauty. The main character, she was betrothed to the evil ruler of her kingdom, and she trained her whole life to actually kill him instead because she despises him, and it kind of makes a twist. So if you've seen or read Beauty and the Beast, you know what happens. So I'm very excited to read this one because it's kind of a twist where she's been training to kill him, and you know. So the last book that I have to show you is Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. So this is the first book to the Simon Snow series, and it has Simon Snow, who is the chosen one. It has magic in it, and he falls in love with another wizard, and it's really cool. I'm so excited. If you've read this book, tell me what you think, because this is probably, out of all those books, my most anticipated because of what I've heard from other booktubers, and yeah. So if you've read it, let me know what you think. If not, let's go on this journey together. If you want to comment on my Instagram, you can, and I'll let you know when I start reading it as well, and we can read it together. Or if you've already started reading it, let me know, and then I'll skip my TBR just to start reading this one for you guys. But Wayward Son is the second one, and I'm anticipating or hoping to pick that one up in April so that I can do the whole series together. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked my book haul, my first book haul on this channel. If you want to like, comment, subscribe, and see the next one, and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye-bye.